Welcome to the tutorial of CCTV designing using this designing system softwares. We use these softwares which called JVSJ to design CCTV systems. Now what we have here is a floor plan of a surgery. Now you could see here, this is the entrance, and then you have the reception, and then you have the waiting areas, and you get the first surgery, the second one, the consulting room, the first consulting room, the second consulting room, you've got the toilets, then you've got the kitchen. So we are going to design a small CCTV system here. So we've got the first camera here. Now if you scroll down to the options on the left hand side, you see the camera and the installation height, and that basically tells you what height the camera has been installed. Now I'm going to change that to 3 meters. Then you have the sensor format, whether it's 1/3 or 1/4, 1/6 and so on. The standard one is 1/3, so just leave it in standard one. Then you've got the focal length. That's the lens. That basically tells you what area it's going to cover. So let me just change. It's got 4.8 now. Now if I change that to 2.8, then you would see here it covers a wide area. So the purpose of having a CCTV camera here is to cover a wider area. So I would leave it in 2.8, so I'll get a broader view. Then you get camera tilt, and you have resolution. So I'm going to leave it at CIF PAL. We use PAL in UK, so if it's US, you should be using NTSC. So I'm going to leave it in PAL. Now it's quite important when you decide what sort of hard drive that you need for your DVR. So once that is done, I've got a rough idea of what sort of area will be covered and how I'm going to see the pictures. Now you do get this problem often that you see somebody standing there, but then you can't see the person's face clearly, and that's because the lens that you've chosen. So I'm gonna click on, if you see here, you would see the CCTV, the tilt, and the area which it covers. Now if I go to a 3D view, I would see it roughly gives me how I'm gonna see them in the CCTV camera. So if somebody's standing at the doorstep, you would roughly see the person, but then you will not see his or her face clearly. But if somebody's quite close to your camera, then you'll be able to see them. I'm gonna add another camera. So you've got camera ID, you've got camera 3 as ID. Then I'm gonna have the second camera. So it's camera 2. I'll change camera 3 to camera 1. That's because we were using other cameras before. So now it wasn't 3, but you could change it. So I've got camera 2 now. So I'm going to decide where I'm going to have this camera fitted. Okay, when somebody walks into this the waiting area or the reception, this camera would catch them. So if this decided to walk straight into the consulting rooms, then we need a camera to catch them. So we'll just put this camera here. Okay. Now if I go back to the specification of the camera, it's still going to be at the height of 3 meters. Then I've got the sensor as 1/3, and then I've got the focal length as 2.8. Now you'd see 2.8, it sort of gives me an area which I don't really want, because I've got a glass wall here, so which I'll be having another camera inside the consulting room, so I don't need this camera to cover this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the focal length to 4. Perhaps I would do 4.8. Now if you see, it's gone a bit narrow. but then you'll be able to see on the 3D view that you'll see the person's face clearly. Now it was before 2.8, so that was something like that. You could see the person, but now if we change that to 4 point, now you see them very clearly. But you will notice that we missed the first person standing here, so that's going to be our blind spot. So I've got the second camera done, and we don't need cameras in the consulting rooms. So we've got one camera covering the reception and one here, and we want to cover the backside for the store. We have another camera there. I'm going to leave this camera here and facing it towards the exit. So you could see the door and the exit, and if somebody is coming from the rear door, then you'll be able to capture that person. And yeah, again, the camera view is a bit broader. What I need is, I'm just worried about this part of the building. If somebody comes into the building, I want to get their face clearly. So what I'll do is I'll again change the lens to, I'll go with a higher lens, say 8. Now on here, on the 3D view, you would see the difference. Now it was 4 before, so I could barely see the person who's standing here. Now if I change that to 8, I could see them pretty clearly. I would go with 12. I can see them very clear, but then see my blind spot. All these can be my blind spot, which I don't want. So I will leave that about 4.8. So that's it. It's a simple way of designing the system. Now if you come here, you would see the camera number 1, 2, 3 and the sensors, and the resolutions using CIF here, and the height and all details, and you could put descriptions here if you want. You could call them reception, and call the second one as hallway. Last one as rear door. So this roughly gives you an idea what sort of area would be covered and how you're going to see the pictures on when you play them back. And then also the next tutorial, you learn about how to control, how to have an idea with disk space, how much disk space you need, and what sort of bandwidth you need. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and then we'll see you with another tutorial soon.